Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cobblemon Battle League. I am literally recording this like 2 seconds after I finished the outro for the last one, just because I want to start getting to work on all the stuff that we have to do, because that's a lot of effort. So in this video, the plan is to start doing some terraforming up towards the mountain to make it look like this tile map aesthetic that Pokemon games have, that Galaxy has done around here. So yeah, we're gonna have to work on that, and in the meantime we will also be working on breeding stuff, because we need to completely max out our Pokemon. Because you might think, oh, it's probably already good just to have level 100 Pokemon for it and stuff. No, if you go into the stats of the Pokemon, you have stuff like the IVs and the EVs. The EVs you can train by killing specific type of Pokemon or with a few items. The IVs you cannot change, so you need to breed Pokemon in order to get perfect IVs, which is why we're going to be breeding Pokemon, because we want to be able to get the perfect IVs on all of our Pokemon, because that's a big difference. There's like massive differences between a max IV and no max IV. Like it's crazy how big of a difference it is. I've already been doing a little bit of progress on trying to get this set up. So I've actually captured a Ditto that I got. The IVs on this aren't great, but the idea is that we can use the Ditto just to make another Pokemon, because you can breed Dittos with any Pokemon. So yeah, that's the plan. We're going to be using Ditto at the start so we can breed a Pokemon, and then we'll use those two to keep breeding, and then we'll have the best IVs possible. I've also got this Altaria that I didn't realize was a dragon type, so this is a possible thing we will be using, and I'm pretty sure its Mega Evolution is Dragon Fairy, which means that this is a good counter for other dragon types and just against fairy types, because actually I'm not sure. You know, I don't know my Pokemon stuff. But yeah, so we're going to be using this at the start to get a second Flygon or a Trapinch, moreover, and then we'll use those two to keep making better and better and better ones, and then eventually we'll have max IV stuff. But for that, we also have to go ahead and collect the other Pokemon, because of course I'm not going to have only Flygons. That's not a Flygon. This is. And I'm not quite sure which ones I want right now. I know Flygon is definitely one of them. But yeah, so for breeding stuff, we're gonna need the pasture block, and this will just let us put Pokemon together in the same place that they will eventually breed. And yeah, that's pretty much all we're gonna be doing. Okay, that worked. So you can see they just kind of roam around. You can't do anything with them, obviously. They're kind of taken up here now. I don't know where they are going, but eventually they should be able to breed. Well, I'm gonna have to be doing a little bit of research on that, because I don't really know how that works. I can probably check up on a little wiki to try figure this out. All right, I just clicked on it and I did in fact get an egg, and it's cool. It actually shows you which Pokemon it is, and it shows the time. So in 10 minutes we should get a Trapinch egg, or an actual Trapinch. Just really cool, because then we can breed these and get better and better and better until we get the perfect IV Pokemon that we need. Okay, so after a little bit of planning and stuff, I have collected a few materials here. So we're gonna start on the little tile map, and we're pretty much just gonna copy one of these sections, and then we'll just copy that and paste it over and over and over again, and yeah. Alright, so a lot of work has been made. I kind of cut away a good portion of it because it was all just the same spamming stuff, and I kept having to go get some more resources. So yeah, but as you can see, that's what it looks like right now. I do need to fix up the sides a little bit and blend it into the terrain a little better and all that stuff. And I've also added the stairs there. I think that's probably going to be high enough for the gym. So the gym will be at this level. We'll just have the building, and then we'll continue the terrain to go around it and above it a few more times. So we have like a little pocket just for the gym. Then of course you just walk into the gym. There'll be another entrance to the actual full cave, which will be our base and the actual arena. But yeah, there's still some work left here to do, but I'll do that in my own time, because I still need to get a lot of resources because I kept having to go back and forward, back and forward. It's a little annoying, but whatever. But I have been preparing some stuff for getting a Blissey, like I originally intended to do, like last episode, or even for this episode. It was more of preparation for this episode, but I've made a few more preparations. I've read somewhere that having concrete or bricks helps, and I've also got this snack, which I just went exploring a little bit and got these things that I needed, and whatever you put in here depends on the stats that you got. So I put 3 golden apples, and it gives a boost of rarity, which is this stuff. That will be great. Also has a 4 times shiny chance, which is also pretty good. So yeah, we'll probably be using these to actually get better Pokemon. But for now, we're only going to do this to get the Blissies, which I have set up a while ago, this platform here in the Snow Village, because I found that there is less possible Pokemon that can spawn here. So I've been using this platform just to do that. Alrighty, I have now completed getting all of the materials that I needed. It was quite a bit. Well, it was mostly just because of the amount of weird and random stuff that I found to go out and collect. But we do have everything now, so let's do our first time lapse of this mini series and make our gym here. So let's go. Been quite a while since the last clip. I honestly don't know where I left off at because I've just been very busy. But we worked on this, and yeah, it's pretty much done. I don't know what that's doing there, but yeah, I'll just go into free cam to show you guys. It's just a simple little gym. Yeah, it's just a simple gym. You can walk in here, you can heal your Pokemon, you can just sit here and do stuff. I don't know. I just put these pictures up here temporarily. This one looks quite nice actually. This wasn't like this when I was last here. I don't know who put this here, but it's here and I'm gonna keep it there. So yeah, the actual gym, oh hello, the actual gym will be back here inside a cave looking thing, but we won't be working on that now because since I've been very busy, I don't actually have that much time left. So I think for now we'll just go ahead and get the rest of the terrain going up around here, or maybe it's actually a better idea to start digging this because I need to start getting Pokemon because people are very far ahead and I need to catch up. They have maxed IV Pokemon already, so I will need to get going. All I have is this little guide that I bred just to figure out how stuff works, and yeah, IVs are okay. They're obviously going to improve, but yeah, so we have to continue breeding and get more stuff. I did actually catch myself a Gibble while collecting resources, so I have one. So I think what we're actually going to go ahead and do is start digging out the place, just because I need to start breeding. And well, I've been working on all this all the time and I haven't been breeding stuff. So I think it makes sense if I go ahead and start breeding, and I will work on everything else after. So I will make the exterior, or I'll finish the exterior of this in the next episode. And I should probably just start going in here and digging a big cave, because that's the plan. That's how our gym is gonna work. I don't really know how to time lapse this, so I probably won't. I'll probably just cut to when it's dug out. Okay, so progress has been made. We do in fact have sort of cave made. It's not finished. There's still a lot of work left to do in here, like smoothing out some places, making some places deeper, and yeah, but the main arena will be like in here somewhere, and we'll have a separate cave somewhere around here that will be my actual base with all my storage, which I've just moved over some junk in here, and most of my storage is still back there, but it is fine. So yeah, this will be changing, but I actually don't have time anymore to finish this video. I've just been very busy with real life stuff, so I just couldn't. and I will be busy again for the next few days, so we'll see how well this next video will be. But yeah, I want to show off the Pokemon that I caught while working on this. I actually had 3 Paradox Pokemon spawn on me. As you can see, I have 2 of them on me because I was only able to capture 2. But if we go into our stats, these IVs are kind of insane. And there actually is an item that I can use, which is this candy, which is a bit expensive to make, but it's not too bad. So we will be using this candy to actually just boost up the IVs on this guy, because I think I want to use it as my team, because it's a lot less work than getting a new Pokemon entirely. And I think this might be actually a good addition to the team in general. I also ended up catching a Victini. It just kind of spawned while I was collecting stuff, and its IVs actually look to be decent as well. But yeah, we won't be using this guy, of course, it's not a dragon type. But yeah, I also need to show a little bit of an improvement I made to my base, because I found out from other members that we can get this Cobble Merchant, which actually sells like every single Pokeball, which is pretty cool. But I probably will still be crafting these, but most importantly, it sells XP candy. But we need money for that, which I found out if I get some emeralds, I can sell the emeralds, and that's actually worth a lot. That's why I have 173k right now. And I got a bunch of stone cutters or masons I mean, because I could just sell my stone and get a bunch of emeralds that way. And stone's really easy to get, especially with this mod. So yeah, but like I said before, that will be it for this video. I just don't have any more time to work on it this week. I would have liked to do more, but just don't have time. And I did say that I wasn't gonna be sticking very hardly to the weekly schedule anymore, but I think for this really mini series, I think it just makes sense to do that, because I mean this will be only like 4 episodes long, so might as well try to do it weekly just to give updates on what I've been working on. But yeah, so I'm not gonna say any plans for the next episode because I don't know if I'll have time to do all of it. But hopefully we will start actually getting some good progress done. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.